Hello, 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 everybody. I hope that you all are having a wonderful night. Um, I am just up here to drop a few nuggets and get off because I'm not going to be up here long. Um, I'm not up for it. I don't have the energy like that right now. Um, but to God be the glory still, right? Hey, how are you? Are you busy? You want to come up here with me tonight? Let me know if you do. I'll send you the link. Um, but I just came up here to talk a little bit, give y'all a few little nuggets and whatnot. And then I'm gonna pretty much get off, right? So we've been talking kind of. Okay. All right. So let me send you the link. Hold on. Wait a second. All right. I just sent it to you. So check your messenger. All right. So we've been talking off and on about a few things concerning um, just life in general, how to treat people, how you should be concerning your own life, and all those types of things. So, my main question for, excuse me, the ones of y'all that are watching tonight is, are you happy with where you are in life right now? That's the question. If you are not happy with where you are in life right now, what is it going to take for you to be able to change your life to be on the path of where you would want to be happy in life? Also, what part of your life has more control? So, does your flesh have more control right now, or does your spirit man have more control? So, these are my questions for y'all tonight. Um, as for myself, I have a lot going on. I have a lot that you welcome. I have a lot that God is doing. I'm learning to take my hands off and allow Him to just be fully who He is in my life. I'm learning to um, accept all of who I am in Him, not just parts, but all of who I am in Him, because He made me uniquely the way I am. I can't change it. I've tried, it doesn't work, kind of situation. I have a lot of things and people that have done things in order to try to make me change who I am. I've learned that I don't have to match other people's energy. I've learned that I don't have to allow people to make me feel like um, I can't be who I am. It was hard for me coming up to love on people because That's not what I had, right? And so at the end of the day, I prayed and I asked God to show me how to love people His way. And when you love people His way, you love them no matter what. You can love them through some of the roughest things, some of the worst things they could ever do, because the Bible tells us that love covers a multitude of things. I learned growing up that everybody don't know how to cover you. Everybody don't know how to cover you. And a lot of people really don't know what love really means. Um, love is more than just me saying, "Oh, I love you." You know, love is a action thing. I like to do for people, right? So I'm that one that'll just randomly go do something for somebody when they not expecting it, not because they asked for it. Half of the time they don't. I just do it just because. A lot of times it's because I want people to know that they are being thought about. I like for people to know that they appreciate it. Um, you don't know what it feels like unless you've been there, where you do so much and you feel underappreciated. So a lot of times I do stuff for folks because I just want them to be appreciated. A lot of times, again, like I said, I'll go and just do random stuff for people. They're not even expecting me to do it. And I never told anybody I was going to do anything. I just do it, show up with a gift or something, and give it to them. So at the end of the day, that's my way of showing people love, my way of appreciating people. Um, a lot of times I've been misunderstood because of how I show love. I've had folks tell other people, "Oh, you do it because you want to be seen," but I never told nobody I was doing anything, and I gave the gifts in private. So how was I doing something because I wanted to be seen? I've had so many different assumptions made about me and the reason why I do stuff for people that I just sit back, and it just really it broke me down one day because I just couldn't realize how people could take me doing something from the heart and say that I had an agenda with what I was doing. A lot of times I've literally had to fight with God about it and say, I don't want to be like this no more because I'm tired of being misunderstood by people. I'm tired of people taking my kindness as a sign of a weakness because I very far from that. And I was tired of people taking my just who I am in general as a way for you to feel like that's also a way for you to get at me is by my heart. So um I've had so many instances of people just doing just nonchalant stuff. Like, I mean, people can be real cruel, and I'm not that type of an individual. If I got something to say, I say it, but I don't say it in a way that I'm trying to say it to hurt your feelings. I say it in a way for you to get the understanding that this don't have to be like this. Everybody, can't feel the same way about you, but you don't see the ways about yourself kind of situation, if you know what I'm trying to say. Also, I've also learned too that um some people's perception of you is because of what other people have said about you, not a perception where they have taken the time to get to know you themselves. They just go based off of what other folks have said. And so I learned to stop doing that, because when you do that, one, you making the assumptions about people, and most of the time the assumption is very untrue. Two, you're being judgmental based off of somebody else's judgment, and that's not fair. Um, and three, it just makes you kind of judgmental and semi arrogant at the same time. Um, and you can agree to disagree. You can come up whenever you're ready. And you can agree to disagree, right? But I have learned um, that you have to know how to handle people. You got to know how to handle people. You can't handle two people the same way. Where I can take the bluntness, I can take the chastisement because my skin ain't thin, kind of deal. I can do that. Another person may not be able to do so. Where there are other parts of what a person could do, I may not be able to take it so much because it's a pet peeve of mine or it's a part of life that I've had issues with, maybe coming up or something like that. Things of that type of nature, something totally different. If you got a person that has had issues with things like rejection, um, uh, low self esteem, even things of that nature, but you get a person that comes to them and rejects what they do, you have just quote unquote triggered or just set some stuff off and they starting to feel certain types of ways. They may not say nothing to you, but they feeling it at the end of the day. And it's just things of this nature. Um, hold on. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that it was telling you I had to bring you in. Normally you could just bring yourself up. But anyway, I see that you muted too. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate you so much. But yeah. So for me tonight is I really want people to let go of stigmatisms that have surrounded us. There's a lot of stigmatism that have surrounded me because of people's perceptions um, of me. Um, Again, people not taking the time to actually get to know me on their own. People will meet me and say, "Oh, she's mean. She got this type of demeanor." I'm not mean. I'm a very sweethearted person at the end of the day, but I will tell you the truth. That's the difference. If me telling you the truth makes me mean, then by all means, if that's your way of perceiving it, I can't change that perception.
Amen.
I'm going to tell you the truth about whatever it is that I don't know no other way to be, no other way to say it. And
Mhm.
so, um, since you up here, one again, thank you for coming. So tell me about what you've already heard me say. If you have ever dealt with any of that, if you are currently dealing with any of that, and how you feel about it, knowing that this is what people do and this is how they are towards you.
Right. So I'm not claiming that I have, but well, I'm not claiming it, but I do know as a fact it is written out on paper. It is, documented that I do have a disability. Um, but I do, I'm working day by day, healing day by day, whatever. Um, and so, like one of the things you just said, I'm dealing with it daily in as far as my cosmetology career. I'm currently, if y'all don't know, I'm currently in cosmetology school. Um, and so I have to kind of go through this battle with my teacher every day, and to where she feels like I should know certain things because of my age. I'll ask certain questions in class, and she'll like, you know, and this is my second time going through school. So granted, I probably should know some of this stuff, but however, my age has nothing to do with some of the questions that I ask. I,
Okay.
so I'll ask certain questions. She'll be like, you're 26 and you don't know that yet. And I'm like, no. What does my age have to do with the question that I asked? And just certain comments and remarks that she'll make when I ask certain questions, as if like I said, I'm already supposed to know it, and it kind of like it really ticks me off, and I'm learning every day how to hold my tongue because this is a constant daily battle with her, and I don't like it shouldn't be that way. And I don't like it that way. And I've tried to, have a sit down conversation, multiple people. Me and my family have came together, tried to have this conversation with her, and for some reason it's still not clicking. And so I'm almost out in November, so I'm trying to push through it and just like not let it get to me and just fight through it, but it's like a constant everyday, almost everyday battle where I ask a certain question, she just has some type of slight remark like, "You should already know this. Why don't you know this by now?" I don't understand.
Okay. Well, one thing that I have realized when it comes down to things of that nature, and it comes down to dealing with people like that, is you really have to lift those type of people up in prayer.
Yeah, and I'm working on it.
Why? Because one, the prayer gonna cover you,
Of course, yeah.
and keep you from saying something that you don't need to say. And then two, because of how God moves in prayer,
hmm
He could also change her.
hmm
You know what I mean? Um, and a lot of people will be like, well, why you always turn things biblical? Well, listen, some things only happen with the turn of prayer.
Exactly.
Because let me tell you something. I know my mouth, I know my temper, I know all of these things and above.
Come on.
And if prayer is not a factor in some cases, you would think I didn't have not a lick of Holy Ghost
Come on.
if I allow certain things to rip out the way they would like to rip out.
I'm trying to tell you.
So, some people don't understand. Like that's a shield for me, right? And so daily you have to keep her lifted, you know. Go in your show up early and go in anointing your workstation. Every time she walk by, she don't understand why she feeling the way she. I'm serious, like for real. Like the people think that when you go in your places of work and you do stuff like that, that God won't move. You be surprised. You
Yeah.
be surprised because the anointing work anywhere you go,
hmm
right? And so, okay, so let's go back to you saying that that it's on paper that you have a disability. I understand that we're not claiming it. What kind of things have you dealt with from people or individuals because of your disability?
Just like I was just mentioning, kind of like people trying to push me to, move faster than, I'm learning my limitations. I know my limitations. I know that I'm not capable of, understanding things as fast as somebody or grasping onto certain concepts as fast as someone. So a lot of times, especially it's been through all my career, every time I've been through school, even from as much as I can remember, they just like to speed past stuff. And like when I try to calm down and slow down, they don't want to do it. They just want to move past it. Like, okay, we got this. We done. We're not
Okay.
going back over that. We not. And I was like, I can't comprehend anything you're saying. I don't know what, like, I can't understand like that.
Okay.
And I've tried to, and I, like, anytime I tried to explain, it's like, no. They,
Okay. So in school, did you have the same issue in school, or did
Mhm.
they put you in what they like to call the quote unquote special classes?
Yeah, I had those special classes. I did.
Okay.
And I appreciate those special classes
Okay.
because those special classes gave you personal one on one time with a teacher or a teacher assistant, however they want to call them. And, I got to listen to, read aloud during tests and
Wanda
things.
said, "Can you please go get my clothes?"
Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got, to read aloud during the test and all that stuff, which I love. I appreciate that. But I just like in a normal classroom setting, it moves too fast for me. And it's like I can't do it. I'm not gonna say I can't do it because I can do all things. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just frustrating when I have to be forced to move at the same pace as everybody else.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now most colleges, because is this a private hair school or is this done through college?
I think it's like a college type thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if your college has it, but if they do, you would have to, go to the business office part of your college and find out.
Uh-huh.
But most colleges have it's called a special accommodation thing for people that have disabilities.
hmm
You have to fill it out and tell them what your disability is.
hmm
And when you do that, your particular instructor is supposed to accommodate what's on the paper.
Yeah, we've done all that. We bought, like I said, we brought all the information to her. We gave her my IEP and
And
everything of
so
that
she
nature.
and so
And
she's bypassing it pretty much.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay.
one second, I'm sorry.
So as you guys heard her say that she is she's in school and the instructor that she's dealing with pretty much is not following the rules of the special accommodations for people with disabilities. Um, that's not how that's supposed to work. And I'm sorry that she has to deal with that or that she's currently having to go through that because I know it could be a pain. Um, I know I've had to do special accommodations for jobs due to health issues that I have, having to request certain types of accommodations because of that, due to treatments, due to the fact that I have to get up and down a lot, where I may have to take more frequent breaks than other people, due to certain conditions and issues that I may have. So I understand the feeling. I get it. It could be a real pain, depending on who you work for. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Um, so let's go to the aspect of just people in general. So again, like I said, when it comes down to dealing with people, not all two people are the same, and you can't handle everybody the same way. Some people are real delicate, and you gotta handle them delicately because it don't take much to break their spirit, or it don't take much to set things off because of how they are, who they are. Um, like I said again, I'm not a thin skinned person, so it takes a lot to get under my skin. Um, takes a lot for me to feel overwhelmed. I have to just really, really be dealing with a whole lot of stuff for it to get that bad for me. Um, but not everybody is the same way. A lot of times I'm real nonchalant and laid back about a lot of stuff. I'm a watcher, so I just watch what's going on before I say anything. And I'm real slow to speak because I try not to allow my flesh to rise up. Now, if you done got me to the point where it's already there, I still try not to allow my flesh to speak because, as I stated, and I ain't gonna lie to nobody, my words may not always, the flesh ain't gonna always allow me to think of biblical words and biblical terms and things like that to come out. If you have already just continued to egg and poke at the hole and the wound kind of issue, and you just keep poking it and keep poking it, back in the grade, the older people used to say to stop trying to poke at a sleeping bell. Because when you wake it up, you wake it up, right? And if you do little stuff like that and you just nitpicking, you just want to keep going and keep going and keep going, then obviously you want what's coming to you at that point, right? And so I've learned as time goes on that I don't have to give people the same energy that they put out or try to give to me per se. Um, I know that some of you guys have seen my post right here lately. Um, and I've just said what I really needed to say. I felt like, certain things needed to be said. I know some people could be shaking their head and be like, okay, well, what is she talking about today? At the end of the day, if the shoe fits, wear it, right? If you found yourself in something that I said, I didn't say it directly to you, nothing was subliminal, but I said what I needed to say. It's concerning me. That's how I felt, so I said it. And at the end of the day, I am grateful that he put the right people in my life, and he is putting the right people in my life, and he's moving the ones that don't need to be there, that are not a part, they are not a part of my next. So he's moving those people out of the way. And I'm letting them. I'm not fighting about it. I'm not getting mad and upset. I ain't crying. I ain't doing none of that. If you gone, you gone. If you there, you there. That's pretty much what it is. I like I said, I've learned that people show up for who and what they want to show up for. I will support anybody that asks for support. But what I'm not going to continue to do is keep giving out and dishing out support where I don't get the same in return. I'm not Boo Boo the Fool, and I know differently, right? So I'm learning to do a lot of what we call pullback. When you hear me say I'm doing spring cleaning, I don't just mean physical spring cleaning. I mean little, spiritual spring cleaning too. Moving a lot of dead weight things and people out of the way because I just don't have time. I'm not finna let you siphon what bit of energy I got left to use. I'm not gonna do that. I'm learning to conserve myself and my energy for what really needs it. Um, my fuse is hair thin. Hair thin. There's a lot of things that I just refuse to deal with, put up with. And then instead of saying something about it, a lot of times I just bypass it and I don't say nothing at all. Because it's not gonna make a difference, right? Um, some people just ain't gonna change who they are. Some people, that's just them. You realize that there ain't no change coming, and instead of me wasting time being disappointed in them, why should I be, right? Um, I've learned to not do comparison. Um, there's nothing to compare me to. I don't want to compare myself to anybody. I'm learning to not allow folks to put labels on me no more. I am not that. God didn't call me that. He didn't call me to me. He didn't say that was my assignment. And so I'm not going to put something on myself that I now have to deal with warfare that don't belong to me because of what I just chose to take up. It's not my assignment. I'm also, I'm learning a lot. Let's just put it that way. Um, Again, I'm in awe at what God is doing and how He's doing it. I can literally say He gave me some things to write down concerning myself, concerning where He's taking me, concerning some things that He's doing and some things that He's about to do. And literally, not even 8 hours after writing it down, person that don't even know me came back and confirmed everything that was written. Don't know me from a can of paint and came back and confirmed everything that the Lord told me to write. Um, Not only did I get that confirmation, got confirmation again on Sunday after I distinctly heard the Lord tell me to get up and do something that I had never done, that I would not normally do. And I got up and moved when He told me to move. As soon as I did what He told me to do, I got the confirmation right afterwards, before the service even ended on Sunday. And then not only that, let's talk about yesterday. Um, I wrote some stuff down. I was having a conversation back and forth with somebody in my messenger and talking about having a conversation with them, encouraging them to, just live and fight for their dreams and go after what they wanted, God come right back and confirm it again before we could even end the phone call. They got a phone call from somebody else confirming everything that we was talking about. And so confirmation right back again. I'm noticing that he is really reaffirming his word and he's sending random people to do it. No people that uh know like ins and out of my situation or nothing like that, but he's sending random people to do it. Um I am at a place in my life now where that every day is a blessing. Literally, every day is a true blessing. It's an opportunity to get up and do it again and do it even greater than before. Um, Again, for those of you that have followed me, follow my story. I really haven't blogged as much about it like I used to because I used to blog about my health journey and I kind of slowed down doing that for multiple reasons. Um, but every day is a true blessing. I'm I tell y'all all the time to um, cherish the moments and make memories, and I say that for a reason. Every day, hell, hour by hour, minute by minute, is somebody leaving here that didn't wake up that day thinking they was gonna have that intention or wake up to that. So I tell you guys to make moments and cherish the moments for a reason. Every day is a blessing for you to get a chance and opportunity to do it all over again. Every day you writing a new chapter. You're writing a new part of your life journey. But it's the journey that makes the book, right? Um and so, my question for you guys, um, and um you Simone, because you're up here with me.
Mhm.
My question is, are you happy with your journey? Are you happy with the way life is going? If
That's
you're
right.
not happy with the way life is going, what is it going to take to change it for you to be happy with life? And what is it that you feel like you are not doing that you should be doing that could change the trajectory of your life?
That I think that's a powerful question. Um, right about now, I think I'm okay with my life. I'm proud to be able to wake up every day, with the activities of my limbs and all that. Um, grateful to be able
That
to,
man's ginger ale there.
huh?
Go ahead. I'm talking to mother.
Oh, yeah, grateful just to be able to experience life. Even with all its ups and downs and everything that, happens. Grateful to just be able to experience it. Because I know there are a lot of people who are probably in a worse position than I am. They're most definitely in a worse different position than I am. So I'm definitely grateful to be able to, wake up and go to work, go to school, come home with my family healthy and safe and things like that. Um, what I'm not doing that I probably should be doing. Um, to be honest, working on my book because I have not touched that thing in I don't know how long. um, and I laugh about it, but I'm so serious. Um, I have not touched that book in I don't know how long.
Okay, so what's making you not touch it? What is the, is it a fear that you have to relive what you're writing about that's causing you to slow down about it, or what is it?
Um, I think some of it is fear, and then a lot of it is just being tired from work and school. Um, Probably a combination of all three of them. Um, but yeah, it does have a little bit of fear in there. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's go with your schedule. So, what days of the week do you have off that you don't work?
It will normally be a Monday.
Okay, so on
Maybe
Mondays,
Tuesday.
all you would have is school, right? Okay, so on Mondays, how come you can't fit adding your book to your day?
Because I'm procrastinating.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So when are you gonna release the procrastination and do what you got to do?
That's a good question. Um, yeah, I gotta definitely gotta tighten up. Um, yeah,
Cause it ain't just that one. You got a lot of books in you to write, but if it's taking you this long to write one, how long is it gonna take you to get the rest of them out?
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so trust me, this is not the pot calling the kettle black, as my mama would say. Okay,
What
this
does that mean, by the way?
uh, it's an old back in the day saying where they used to say you can't tell somebody about something
You've never
that
done.
you did. Yeah, so you know, but I can say that I did the same thing. It took me a long time. Um, I was told years ago, that I was supposed to be an author. I had a few books that I was supposed to write. People needed to hear my story. Every time I got ready to write it, something would happen. And I would either get sick and couldn't do it, or something literally would happen. So it had got to the point where I was just like, okay, God, is it even meant for me to write the book
Hmm.
anymore?
Hmm.
And every time I would go and put it down for a while, he bring the book back up. And so finally, it'll be coming out here soon. The first one will be coming out here soon, in May sometime. And then I'm working on having the second one released in July. So the first two will be coming out like a couple months apart. So I'm trying to get that done as soon as I can to say, okay, God, it's done.
Hmm.
And then I'll work on the other ones that I got under my belt soon after that. But you have to be able to prioritize some things to so that things can go the way they need to go. I realized that there were certain things in life that I couldn't get mad at that wasn't happening. Why? Because I was actually delaying it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I couldn't get mad at stuff that I was delaying myself. I couldn't blame nobody for the delay because there was nobody to blame but me.
Yeah.
And so, um, I made a comment to someone the other day. We was having like this big group panel kind of thing on Zoom, and somebody said something, and my response to what they said was, "Well, baby, listen, if I'm held bound, I won't be held bound because somebody else putting me there. You know, it'll be because there's something that I did to myself. I'm not
Uh,
gonna let nobody else send me.
got
You
you.
know what I'm saying?" And so they was like, "Huh?" I said, "You don't understand that statement,
So is that like the same thing as saying like you can't depend on your parents for your faith and stuff like that?
and you can't because like I said the other night when we was up here. You can't ride on your grandma prayers and your mama prayers
Mm-hmm.
your whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, you have to have your own relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because mama and grandma gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they left, they anointing their prayers with them. You know, now it's time for you to step up and get that relationship. A lot of things now in my adulthood, I didn't understand it back then, but my mama used to say a whole bunch of stuff she used to say. But oh honey, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of deal. And it's just like, you know, I was a PK. I was a preacher's kid, you know. Um, and I get it. I understand it now. But back then, I ain't want no parts.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't want to hear nothing she had to say. I can't even lie about it. Why? It wasn't because it was her. It was because I had that type of mom that when she started getting sick, she couldn't go to church with me no more, but she would still send me anyway, you know. And growing up in the type of church, I came up in a Baptist church.
Mm-hmm.
So in a Baptist church, they always are quenching the spirit. Now nobody be talking in tongues like that. 'Cause when you go to talking in tongues, they want to take you out and put you in another room.
Mm-hmm.
And they you come up for altar call and you're trying to get delivered. You get too happy, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of that stuff, I came up with coming up in a Baptist church because they quench the spirit. When
Wow.
I finally got the opportunity to get out of that, and I could really just see God move and people just letting God be God, I didn't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, and the term being free is always a good thing to me because you know that the Bible tells there's liberty,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we supposed to be able to have that type of freedom, um, to be able to move and worship Him at any given moment, and nothing be said about it, nothing be done about it.
Yeah.
But now they took prayer out of the schools. They trying to remove prayer from a whole bunch of stuff. They trying to take the Bibles off the shelf if you let them. And it's just so much that's going on now. Hence the reason why people don't understand why the word says that you need to write it on the tablets of your heart. Because the day gonna come where if they remove it and you never picked it up to read it, you won't know the scriptures to quote them. You won't know the scriptures to be able to get you through. And so think about that. Think about if the Bible gone, you don't have the word to turn to, but you got to take somebody else's word who tell you they quoting it. You don't even know if they quoting it right. So it's just so much that I sit back and I think about. That's how my mind works. I say, okay, God, I'm gonna take your word for what it say because you see it happening in other places that ain't here already. You got parts of Asia that if they catch you with a Bible, they killing people. If you want to have Bible study, you got to have it at a certain time, and it can only be this many people in the room. They find out that there's more than that, they come and shut the whole thing down, and everybody get arrested. So it's a lot of stuff happening in other countries where America is so free and got so much freedom and don't know how to use it. America has the opportunity, space, and opportunity to do so much, but they don't know how to utilize what they got access to. And so, um, it's a thing for me where when I sit down and had conversations like this with people, they just look at me real strange. You know, for how old are you, and what my age got to do with what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, because only older people talk like that. Well, I guess you could say I got an old soul. That's what people have always told me my whole entire life. Because that's how I've always been. That's how I've always acted. And even when I would go out and about and be around my sisters, they would always wonder who the oldest was, just because of how I talked and how I carried myself. And they were like, "Who the oldest?" And everybody would point, at the other one. But then they be like, no, that's that one right there. Act like she the oldest or whatever. So it's just the fact of I don't know. I don't think that people really understand what's at stake. They not take it a word for what it is. The Bible tells us that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. You got access to the knowledge and you don't even want to pick it up.
I've been told that I have old souls as well several times, only because my parents play, well, my mom and my aunts and all them play, like old school music, and I would catch on to the lyrics very fast. And sometimes I'm walking around, I just singing, and they're like, "How you know that song? That song way before your time."
Well, I came up like that, so that's how I know I love the old school stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if people remember from uh, Sister Act,
Mm.
Whoopi Goldberg used the word eclectic.
Mhm.
That means a person that has a vast knowledge of music,
Mhm.
and so I'm an eclectic.
Mm.
There ain't too much music that I don't know, whether it be rock,
Yeah.
country, jazz. I know it, and
Yeah.
I like to listen to it. I'm an eclectic. I'm an all around music person,
Mhm.
right? Now they did some of this stuff now that I really don't like to listen to because it don't make no sense.
Like sometimes on the certain jobs I had, I'd be walking around singing, they looking at me like, "You know that song?" I was like, yeah."
But some of this stuff they got out now, I don't even like to hear it.
I,
The song is dumb.
it's crazy.
The words don't even make sense.
Don't at all. No, not
Um,
at all.
and then if it's not that, what they call rap now ain't what rap used to be. We talking about back in the day, rap was Cool Mo D, Dougie Fresh, Run DMC. I mean, when I name no people, people like, how you know
I've
this?
heard of them. I've heard of them. I just never really
That
listened to music.
that is rap, rapping about stuff that had meaning.
Hmm.
Not this stuff now where everything is shoot 'em up and da 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 da.
Yeah.
You're not doing all that extra.
Right.
Where you literally in your song prophesying your last day and you don't even realize that's what you just did.
Sheesh.
You know, and a lot of
And
people,
it's scary.
yeah, a lot of people don't even understand that they done that. I have listened to a couple of rappers that actually did that, and right after they made that song and that song came out to be a hit,
They were
they
gone. Yeah.
they were gone literally right after that. You don't even realize you spoke your last day into existence.
That's crazy.
And so people don't realize that, and people tend to forget that music
Hmm.
is one of the things that the Bible talks about.
Hmm.
The enemy was the head of the musician,
Right.
you know, and so music is what gets to a lot of people.
Hmm.
Um, Hence the reason why you got to be careful what you listen to, because you open up a gate when you depressed. You don't need to listen to nothing that's gonna make you more depressed than what you already are.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
you depressed, you mad and angry, but you want to pick up the song. I'm finna bust the windows out your car. What the,
Don't go there,
how
Coco.
about, how about
Don't
no?
go there. Don't go
How,
there, Coco.
how about no? How about you mad and angry? Let's turn on some worship music and let it calm you down and change your whole demeanor. Or you go out there and literally do what
Right.
you got in
What
your
the song
brain to do
said,
because you just listen to her tell you to go bust the windows out the car.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Right.
just little stuff like that, because I realized when that song came out and we was out and about in a group of people, everybody, yeah, that's my jam. Why is this you? What? And then one girl I'll never forget. We was out. Somebody had a party ordering somebody. That song came on, and the girl had too much alcohol and literally went and busted her boyfriend every last window he had
No
out
way.
his car while we was inside the building.
No way.
Came out and all his windows were tore up,
Oh
and,
my
and
god.
the center block was still sitting in one of them.
Oh my god.
I was like, well,
Even the first time I heard that song, I was like, what did he do to you? So what, like what?
I mean, if you listen to the song, she said what he did. But even in that, You don't bust the windows out cargo. One, that means you finna have to pay a bill.
Exactly.
Two, you might actually go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And three, we just gonna say no. Because
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody got time for none of that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's just like little stuff. And then it's just like, okay, if you going through a thing where you have broken up with the love of your life, you shouldn't be listening to I can't make you love me. Like it's just a little stuff that people do. If this is what you got going on, baby, you better put yourself in such a hole of depression that can't nobody get you out of because of what you listening to.
Mm-hmm.
You just broke up with somebody. Shoot, listen to a happy birthday song. Happy birthday to yourself, because now you single. Let's bless them. Just change
Bless
it.
the Lord.
Right. People don't understand. We got to change the trajectory of the way stuff is going. Um, and so it's just about
But
now.
I agree.
Listen, I'm just about me since you met me. I'm about
Mhm.
the total person.
Of course.
Listen, I need you to be right because if you not right, ain't nothing you got going on gonna be right. And so we gotta realize that when the physical part of us got problem,
Mm-hmm.
you could bring that into everything you got going on until you fix the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, like I said, I'm learning. And as long as we living, we gonna always be learning.
Yeah.
Should nobody feel like they have arrived, okay? Because things can always change. But I'm learning that in life and in this wonderful thing that we call life, it is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how you take the journey, who you choose to make the journey with,
Yep.
because everybody can't go where you're going.
Of course not.
And a lot of us, you know, to say the least, you're trying to pull people into your journey that ain't meant to go.
Mm.
And that's where you're messing yourself up at. You'll realize that when God released you for something, and now you see things that were being held up being released, that you know what the problem was. Because if you when you see that happening, and people don't realize that sometimes people and things can also be what's delaying stuff for you. Why? Because you chose not to release it when God told you to release it. So now this whole entire time that you've had this thought in your head that God just didn't want you to have something, that ain't even what he said. First of all, he's not a man that he should lie.
That part.
The Bible tells us that. So if he made you a promise, he plans on keeping it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the biggest thing about it is you gotta your faith and your belief system gotta match up together
Yep.
for it to be released. Hence the reason why people don't understand that the Bible says faith without works is dead. Okay, because you gotta put your belief into action.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I said, I'm a watcher. I watch everything. I watch motives, intentions, the way you move, the way you talk, the way you work, everything. Why? Because you can say one thing out your mouth and your actions is something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just like what I was saying earlier before you came on about love, I can say I love you, Simone. I said it. It sounded nice, but what love have I really shown?
My aunt says the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. Let's be honest.
Like
I
every
said it. It sounds real good. But what love have you actually shown?
she literally says, like, love's not what you say, it's what you do. I,
Right.
I kid you not. That's what she tells us every time.
Yeah, and it's a true statement. That's just like if you was dating somebody. They constantly tell you they love you, but their actions is something totally different. What are you believing? Are you believing the word because it sounds good and it's something that your heart want to hear? Or are you believing what your eyes see?
Mm.
A lot of times that's why the Bible tells us that this thing right here called the heart. can
Mm-hmm.
be real deceitful. It tells us that for a reason. Because a lot of us allow our emotions to feed us instead of allowing the discernment to feed us.
That's good.
If you sat back and thought about all the times that you have been in your emotions and the decisions you made out of your emotions, and then what the repercussions was from those decisions, if you would have calmed down and just thought it out for a little while and just let things rest for a minute and became unemotional, would you have made that same decision? And a lot of times the answer is no. The reason why I tell people don't make hasty decisions. Sit back, calm yourself down, get out of your emotions, rethink it again when you are non-emotional, and see if you had the same thoughts that you had when your emotions were high. Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. And so we as people have to learn not to do that. If we constantly keep going off of emotion and just run off of emotion, baby, we put us and other people in jeopardy because your emotions can be very deceiving.
Yeah.
Think about it. When you lose somebody you love, you all over the place.
Hmm. Tell
All
me.
over the place. When you lose something, anything, it ain't even got to be a person. You can lose something
Yeah.
that you cherish, and you all discombobulated, as my granddaddy used to say, and you can't function. I need us ladies not to get so discombobulated when it come down to men.
Oh boy.
What we getting all toe up and out of place for, out of socket. Listen, he gonna do what he want to do with or without you. Period. If he do it without you, that lets you know what you need to know.
Yep.
Again, people show up for who and what they want to show up for.
Indeed.
If the person is constantly showing up for you, they showing you something.
Indeed.
They telling you they enjoy your time. They telling you you got me, you here, I got you, you got my support. That's what you need, you got it. That's what they telling you. But if every time you get ready to do something, people say, "Oh, I got you," and when time comes, they know where to be found, and it's all the time, you got your answer.
Yep.
So now you need to deal with those type of people accordingly.
Yep. Which is why I love this group. Which is why I love you guys. Because like when we say we got each other's back, that's what we mean. Like ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When we say we got your back, that's what we mean. We ain't.
Listen, you have been one of the most constant factors I've seen
And when I tell you,
from trailblazers up to now. And at the end of the day, people don't even understand how you got started. And it's just like, at the end of the day, when you see where everybody is now,
mm-hmm,
you expect to see growth,
mm-hmm,
which is a good thing.
mm-hmm,
Not people going backwards. You always want to see people going
forward. Yep.
forward. And so like I tell people, if my job ain't nothing else to do but to push you forward, that's what I do.
I was just on. It's funny because I was just on a conversation with LHG today, and we were just talking about my whole school situation and things like that. And she was like, "Am I gonna need to come down here?" I said, "Baby, I need you to get your first class flight to Virginia." Yes, come on. I have my door wide open when you get here.
Listen, just like I told, she was watching our church service Sunday. She said, "Well, I can't wait to come to your church because I'm gonna picture you run and holler." I said, "Girl, you go right on." I said, "I can't run with you now. I ain't even tell you that, but I'm a holler though."
I said, yes, you can land the jet right on top of the roof. I'll be right outside
I
climbing
said,
ladders.
I said, yes, ma'am. You come here, you won't be disappointed. I can
Get
get
you
it.
a first class flight, no stops,
But
straight to Virginia.
it is gonna be a joy to be able to deal with everybody in
Yeah,
person.
in
So
one place. Yeah,
the goal is to have a retreat this year,
yeah.
at some point in time this year, and for everybody to come together. So
Mhm.
that is the goal. Um, and like I told LHG, even if she don't fly, and we got to drive, let's roll,
Listen,
let's roll now.
Michigan, we on the way.
Because sometimes for some of us, driving is a little cheaper and it's all right. Getting on them flights is a little pricey. They convenient for some of the saints, but you can have a little extra funds in your pocket just by putting a little petrol in your car. Let's go. And
I've
so,
never been on an airplane, so I probably wouldn't know that.
oh yeah, I've been on plenty, but I mean they cool to a certain extent,
Mhm.
and then the rest of the time you just like, I mean, the only difference on a plane is it gets you where you got to go a little quicker.
True.
Um, but you miss all the sightseeing part when you drive. When you drive, you get an opportunity to stop. You can see some stuff you ain't never seen because you're in a place you ain't never been. For some people,
Yeah, but on the plane, you can see like from in the air, you can see like down, and
but
and it's
it's not.
cool.
It's not the same.
It's
Yeah,
not.
you can see that if you're doing like a little, helicopter scene or something like
Mhm.
that. But it's not the same to like pull up to a place,
Yeah,
walk in it, touch some stuff,
yeah.
talk to people.
I agree with that
You
part.
know what I'm saying? Not the same type of deal.
Yeah.
Like when I drove from North Carolina to California for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
3,000-mile drive
Three
almost.
thousand miles. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. From North Carolina to California is about 3,000 miles
What
almost.
part of North Carolina are you in?
I'm in Wilmington,
Oh yeah.
but at that time I didn't live in Wilmington. I actually live farther out than I
Oh.
do now. So, but I drove from North Carolina all the way to California. Okay, it was a almost 2-day drive. But you got to stop and see so much
Yeah.
along the way. Now, granted, if I would have flown, I could have been there in a few hours. But I wanted to stop and see the scenery. I
Yeah.
wanted to see. I wanted to see parts of Nevada where I could see the valley and the mountain cliffs and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I wanted to see all of that stuff. I wanted to stop by the Grand Canyon and take pictures of the Grand Canyon. I want to do all that stuff. So I did all that. I got the opportunity to do all that good stuff, right? And so that type of stuff you don't see when you're in a plane. Now, granted, if you take a train ride, you can kind of catch the same scenery,
Mm-hmm.
and train rides are nice too. So if you can take a train ride, I recommend that you take a
Yeah.
train
I've
ride.
been on a train ride when I first went to New York. I was 24. It was on my 24th birthday.
Okay,
That was the first time I've ever been on a train. It was fun. I got to
okay,
see the full site of New York. I've never been to New York before. And
okay.
so it was fun, different visiting different venues and different sites and different things. It was amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like train rides are totally different too. Not the same as a plane. So there's certain modes of transportation that I would prefer
Mm-hmm.
over a plane.
Mm-hmm.
But now if I'm going out the country, definitely a plane because I'd rather do that instead of going by boat.
Mm-hmm.
So put me on a plane any day if you're finna fly me out the country. But for the states, it's either a drive or I take a train.
Yeah.
That's a preferred thing for me. Unless it's something where I'm needed, like right now, then that's the only time I'll stop and I'll pay for that plane ticket.
Mm.
But and I've had to do that before. I've had to hop on planes and go to Ohio and all that because I had to be there in less than 13 hours. And if I would have drove, it was a 13-hour ride.
Oh wow.
That kind of deal. And so just little stuff like that, but you still have to make
Enjoy.
time.
Yeah.
And so, but it's just life.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to, God knows, I thank God for my experiences. I do. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've had a good life. I ain't even gonna lie to nobody. Everything in my life ain't been peachy keen, but I can literally say I've had a good life though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and at the end of the day, everybody can't say that.
Yeah.
Everybody can't voice that.
Right.
Even in all my even the stuff with my health condition, even up until now, I've still had a good life.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm grateful for where I am because I know it could have been much worse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm grateful for the things that I've got to experience, and things like that because I definitely know in like you said in other countries and other places people don't have the luxury that we have. We don't. They don't get to deal with. They don't get to experience what we get to experience every day. And
No.
the fact that we're still on planet Earth, breathing, walking, talking on our own, whatever. Even if it's not on your own, you're still able to do something. Even if you do have to have assistance,
Right.
you're still here. That's the thing. You're still breathing, even if you have to have an oxygen tank.
Right.
I mean,
And that's the one of the biggest takeaways for me. I just told a guy that I met. What was it? Saturday. I met him and his wife at an event Saturday evening. Um, and he was in a wheelchair, and he stopped me as I was walking out of the building that we
mhm,
were in. And he said, "I just want to say something to you." And I was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, "I just have to say that you encourage me." I said, "Yeah, really? What I do? Because I ain't do nothing. Like to me, I didn't do nothing.
right,
But to him, he was encouraged by that.
yeah,
He said, "I watched you walk into the building." He said, "And I could tell by the way that you were moving that you wasn't really feeling all that well." He said, "But even in that, you chose to help about three or four people before you sat down for yourself."
yeah,
And I said, yeah, that's how I am most of the time, you know. So I just shrugged it off. I said, if it encourage you, bless the Lord.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's just me all the time, right? And so he made another statement. He was like, I see that you. He said, I see that you walked in with a walker. I said, yeah. When I have to make long walks or I have to do a lot of walking,
hmm
I have to use my walker because I just can't stand up like that for long periods of time. And so I said, and I can't walk long periods of time without hurting real bad. So, I said, I still have to utilize what the Lord gave me to be able to utilize to get around sometimes. When it's short distances, I can go without it. When
hmm
I got to do a lot, I have to take it with me.
hmm
So he was explaining his situation. I said, let me give you a brief part of my testimony. And I played it. I pray that it bless you real good.
hmm
And so I told him, I said, what you don't know and what you think you see right now is nothing. I said, but just 10 years ago, I said, up until 2017, I was in a wheelchair just like you.
Whoa,
I said, and I had been immobile for 10 years straight.
whoa,
And so I said, I didn't start walking again until 2017. And he just looked at me. He was like, really? I said, yeah. I said, I got the pictures and everything to prove it. And I said, I literally just gave the wheelchair away like a month or so ago. I said, because I don't have to use the wheelchair anymore. And so he was just like, I said, so this is what I need you to do. I said, it's going to hurt, but if you want it, I said, you have to get up, go to physical therapy, and work your way through it.
hmm
If you want to come up out that chair, you'll come up out that chair.
hmm
I said, because if he did it for me, he'll do it for you.
yeah,
And then, I just encouraged him and I said, now you got to tell your belief to line up with your faith and activate itself and make it happen.
yeah,
And, and then I walked out. But as I was walking out, all the ushers in the building were just looking at me as I walked out. And they were just like, did you hear what she said to him? They was like, and I was like, I just kept walking. I ain't say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But his wife ran out the door and she said, that just blessed me to know
wow,
you also used to be where you at now. But even though it might hurt, you still up and you walk around on 2 feet. I said, yes, ma'am.
yeah.
I said, but it takes work. I said, and yes, it is painful. I said, when he get up out of that chair for the first time, it's gonna hurt. I said his whole body gonna react to the fact that he's no longer sitting in a chair.
Mm.
I said, so it's gonna take work, and you gotta work at it every day, every day. He gotta get up and move around. I don't care if it's 5 or 10 minutes. He gotta get up and he gotta move. Once he gets to moving, he can't stop moving again.
Mm.
You know. And so she was just like, that encourages me. And she was like, because you know what? She said it would be great to be able to dance with him again. And I said, okay. I said, that's what you want. Talk to the Lord about it. He gonna make it happen. I said, you let me know when y'all get ready to go on the dance floor because I got to come see it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and I did. I dropped her my phone number, and I said because it would be great to see. I said I love it. I said I love to encourage people, but I love to see when God work it out.
Yeah.
When He work it out, and I know that it was God.
The moment you said that song hit me in my head. Dance with my father again.
Yeah. I mean, she just said I want to dance with him again, because honey, that the church service that we was in, you could tell that if he could have got up out that chair,
He would have. Yeah.
he would have shouted a hole in that carpet. I mean, when I tell you that chair was rocking with him in it, you could tell he wanted to get up and couldn't. Honey, and I just kept looking at it.
It was like fire shut up in his bones.
Yes. He was rocking that wheelchair now. And because it was an electric chair, he was spinning it around. I said, I did. I said that's I said that's what I'm talking about. I said he can't move no feet, but honey, he said
now he was having the Holy Ghost good time in that chair.
Right in that chair. But it was good to my soul to see it though. I said people don't understand when you got limitations, you use other ways to still praise him.
Right, yeah.
When I couldn't do it, honey, them hands and them feet would be dangling in that chick. Honey, I put no.
What they say, if I can't say a word, can I just wave my hands?
Listen, honey, I remember when I used to be like that. And honey, one thing for sure, there will always be one person in the church. If it won't number one, somebody would see that I was trying to praise him, come up and grab my hand and go to shouting for me. And that was the thing. That was all I needed. Right?
Yeah, because you don't let friends shout by themselves.
Right, and they would come up and go to shouting for me. And
you don't let friends shout by themselves.
And I never forget. Right before I started walking again,
that's the number one rule of church. You can never let a friend shout by themselves.
I never forget. Right before I started,
that's why I can't wait till LHG get down here because me.
Look, I done told her. I said I can't run with you now, but we're gonna shout. That's what we're gonna do. I ain't feeling run with you,
baby. When all of us get together, listen.
I told her. I said, listen. I take one lap. Somebody finna pick me up. Okay. I was like, so
not one lap. You could at least push two.
Listen, I ain't even gonna lie. It may not even be a full lap. It might be a third of the way. And you're gonna have to pick me up. So, but like I told her, I said, listen. I said, honey, we gonna shout together.
Mm-hmm.
We can shout a hole in the floor now. I can do that, but I ain't finna promise you I'm finna take no run. I ain't finna promise you that because I'm gonna stop in front of the altar and lay right there. Ain't he lying? So, but it's just the thought of being able to give him praise the way you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, on a worst day for me, when my body won't let me, I still praise him in a different way.
Yeah.
Because not all the time, even now, sometimes my body just don't have the energy. And if I got up and tried it, I know it would just take me out kind of deal. And so I just know, listen, Lord, you already know.
Yeah.
I can't, if I got up right now, you already know. So we're going to do this from the seat. Okay. But I've just learned how to still give him praise no matter what. And that's the reason why I tell people all the time is power in the press. Man, is power in the press. I mean, I pressed my way to church Sunday, but I was so not disappointed when I got there. I put it up, on my post, and I said I got great expectations for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about nobody else, but I got some expectations.
Mm-hmm.
He met every expectation that didn't leave nothing out.
Yeah.
And he topped it off with some good stuff before the end. And so
Listen.
it's like it's just the fact of every time he does that to me, get me hyped up for what he get ready to do. And I get in the building, and not only do he move in the way he told me,
Exceedingly and abundantly, huh?
right? Then I see him move like that for everybody, not just me, everybody.
Right.
The people that want it got what they needed to get, you know. And that's the thing that I love about how he worked. You know what I'm saying? Like Quint was trying to tell people when we was up here the other night. A lot of times y'all may not really know what's going on because I don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But she know.
Right.
But I don't show it outwardly, you know. Like I tell everybody, they plenty of days I get up here, the flesh is weak,
Mm-hmm.
the spirit on fire and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've learned how to hone that part of who I am, to put that flesh part on the back burner and say, listen, you got to get over it for a second or two. Do what you got to do, and then go lay yourself down. You
Mm-hmm.
know? And so, just like tonight, Quit sent me a message. She said, I ain't going to be able to make it. I got called into work.
Oh,
Okay. Can you handle the show? I got it. Okay. You know, and so it's just one of those things where
miss you, Quint.
I just want people to get all of what God got for them.
Yeah.
Stop second guessing yourself. Stop putting your own self down and talking yourself out of stuff that He got. Don't self sabotage yourself because of what He got for you because you think that it ain't gonna work. He gave it to you as a vision and a promise. What make you think He finna break the promise that He gave? What make you think that He ain't gonna make the promise come to fruition? Even if you being disobedient, He still made the promise.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so even in that, you still have to understand that He gonna keep His promise.
Absolutely.
You know, he's not one of them. He don't do like we do.
Right.
Promise you something to take you 40 years to complete it. You know, he don't do like we do. He don't do like the saints do. You know,
Mm.
yeah, I need y'all to sow into the building fund. We ain't got no building yet. It's 30 years down the line.
we
Yeah. I mean, I'm
done made we done made $1,000 in March. It's April. We still ain't got no building.
saying, I done been to churches where they did that. They started the building fund when I was 15. I turned 30, you still in the same place. I can't deal. A whole 15 years though went by. I can't function.
It's crazy.
So it's just like, I've been in places where they done did that. Like, well, what did y'all do with all the building fund money?
Right.
Like, you know,
Look like LSU State spent it on basement pound cake and fried chicken.
listen, I'm telling you, I'm loving life. Um, I'm enjoying me. I can say that. I'm
Hmm.
enjoying what God is doing. I know He far from done, and I'm just letting Him be who He gonna be.
Hmm.
Doing my best not to get in His way because I ain't trying to deal with all that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah,
Doing my best to stay out His way because
yeah.
he don't need my help. He don't need my help.
None of it.
So at the end of the day, unless He say I need you to go, okay, then I go.
Yeah.
But, I'm not one of them people where I'm trying to send myself.
Mm-hmm.
He said that He'll send you. He'll make provisions. He didn't tell you to go out here and make your own name great. That ain't what He said. He said your gifts will make room for you,
Hmm.
and that He would make your name great.
Right.
It's the thing that I don't get it with folks. You sign yourself up for everything.
Mm.
You're not being invited. You signing yourself up. So it's like you trying to make yourself known to people who have not reached out to you for you to be known.
Mm.
It's just all of these things that I see. I've been having so many thoughts in my head, thinking about the stuff that I see that I'm just like. Sometimes I just be like, God, you know what? Do I need to look at it like for real? I know you showing it to me for a reason, but do I have to see
Do I
it?
really have to look at
Yeah,
it?
you know what I'm saying? That's how I be like, do I really have to see it? Do I really got to sit through this? You finna make me sit through this? I know you are. Yeah, like kind of deal. And I was like that when I was in school too. I'd be sitting there like, God, I already know this stuff, right? I really have to sit in this classroom and look at these people like, And so I would go to sleep on the sites in school. I ain't lying. My teacher be like tapping my desk, and I'll wake up looking at her like, "What is it that you want?"
Right. I know the answers already. I'm good over
Like,
here.
you sleep in my class. I already did the work, and I would just hand her the notebook and go back to sleep. Send me to the library.
Right.
Send me to the library. I'm gonna go to sleep in there too. Just send me to the library. Like I would. I would. I was listen.
Not go to sleep in the library. Oh Lord.
Because already did my work, so there was nothing left for me to do.
She said
So,
I'm going to sleep in the
so
library, Lord.
listen, after they realized that this was going on, they started putting me in AP classes. So when they started putting me in all these advanced classes, then I wasn't so bored because I had stuff to do. Like I was bored in school because I be done already finished the stuff. So,
Oh, so you that classmates finish your assignments before they do and
yeah,
turn them in early.
yeah. Like I would literally have all of my work for the week done Monday. For real, for real. For the whole entire week, my work be already done.
Wow.
When it came down for time to get done, and I would just walk in the classroom and just hand her the whole notebook.
There
Like, there you
you
go.
go.
Just send me to the library all week. That's where I'm going. And she would literally send me to the library because she wouldn't keep me in the class. She knew I was gonna go to sleep.
Oh my Lord.
And so that's what she would do. And when it came down to gym class, I ain't even participate. I was just like, why am I here? I ain't finna run around
Well,
this gym.
I promise you, gym class was the wackest class in school. I promise you. I
Yeah.
see now why nobody wanted to participate in gym class.
I was like,
'Cause it was like
I'm not finna run around the gym and throw balls at people.
exactly,
I could do something else. Give me something else to
exactly.
do. So what my gym teacher ended up doing was he put me on the weightlifting class. And so when he put me in the weightlifting class, it was only maybe three or four female weightlifters in our whole entire school,
Mm,
and I was one of them. And so when he put me on the weightlifting class, I excelled at that because that was fun.
wow.
So I excelled at that. I lifted the most out of all the girls in
I
the.
think the only time I liked gym class is when we were playing volleyball or something. That's literally like if we
See, I
had to do some
played
type of
volleyball. I did weightlifting class. I was a cheerleader. I ran track.
wow.
But my favorite sport, softball.
Mm.
You couldn't. Oh, if you got me on the field, that was a bad day. So softball was my thing,
Mm.
honey. I'll be smacking about the park, and if I was the pitcher, you won't hit nothing I was throwing. So I love my sports and certain things that I did. So that was kind of like my area of expertise. Then when
Those things like those tests, like those different tests where you had to sit down and touch your feet and reach your nah, I won't put that. No. Mm.
listen, I asked the guy that did that at our school. I said, you make me feel like I gotta pass a drug test. So he was like, what? He was like, what? I said, this what they do to people when they pull them out. I said, I don't want to do that. I know how to touch my nose.
and then the one where you gotta put one, you gotta try to touch it, touch
Yeah.
your hands. I can't. I still can't do that to this day.
I
I
said,
cannot
first
get
of
my
all,
hands to touch each other.
listen, I tried that, Simone. And when I tried that, I said, first of all, sir, let's think about this. First of all, I ain't no small individual.
Right.
My back is kind of wide. Okay. So let's just understand and notice that this not finna touch.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's just get over
I
it.
can barely get my fingertips to touch each other right now.
Yeah. And I was like, I ain't that limber and I ain't double jointed. And, what else did I do? Um, I was gonna try the wrestling thing, but then they wouldn't let me do that because they told me I had anger issues.
Mm.
And then, um, back in the day we had homemade.
Mm.
So my favorite thing to do was cooking. Now that I can do with my eyes closed. I got that from my mom. So
Yeah,
when I get in the kitchen, I can burn now.
yeah.
So I got in the kitchen. Everybody wanted my food. They were like, "No, I want to be on her team because she finna cook.
Right,
She finna cook like your grandma cook at home."
right.
Honey, you talking about making pies and cakes from scratch? I ain't used none of no people recipes. I use my mama recipes inside the school.
Mm.
Honey, everybody will eat.
Only thing I hated about the life class or whatever you want to call it is the baby section.
Oh, that was funny to me.
Uh,
That was funny to me when
I
they
won't
did
have
that
it.
they did that whole baby thing. I said, listen, let me tell y'all something up front.
I won't have it.
Y'all gonna say that I have committed cruelty to the baby. I've been trying to tell you that. I said, because listen, I ain't finna sit up all night with this here baby dog.
That's what I'm telling you.
I ain't finna sit up all night.
Well,
I
then
said,
they made us wear the whole. They made us wear the whole pregnancy vest.
yeah,
I won't have it.
did that too. I said, listen, let me tell y'all what's finna happen to this here baby dog. Y'all gonna get it back cracked up. I said, cause if it wide all night, I'm gonna toss it and throw it up against a wall. I said, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not doing it. I said, they like,
I'm
listen,
gonna tell you.
they was like, well, we know you don't want no kids. Not
I
right
can't tell you. I can't tell you how many times my mama wanted to throw me out the house because of that baby. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Not right
Yeah.
now. And then they tried to dare us to say you can't take the batteries out.
Come on.
I found a screwdriver and took the battery right out. They said, we know you unhooked it because they won't no signal coming from the thing. Well,
At
you
least
didn't
you
know
know.
the
At
battery
least
was
you
taken.
look. At least you ain't got to ask around who did it. At least you know for sure.
I said, well, you was either gonna get the battery taken out or you gonna get a beat up dog. Which one do you want? And so, my home ex,
Baby,
my home ex teacher talking about, no, babies is not for you. I said, right now at this current time, you're right. I don't want no babies and I'm a teenage kid. I ain't even think about that.
right. Which is why I still
I'm the one kid that ain't thinking about that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
right. Which is why I still don't have kids to this day. I can't do it.
Like, no. I said, when I get grown, that's different. But now,
Mhm.
child, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like the funniest thing. Then when
I'm
they
glad
had
I'm 20. I'm glad I'm 26 and still ain't got no kids because
girl,
baby,
then when
not.
they had us do it where you had to try to keep the egg alive, I said, girl,
Oh,
I
I
said,
ain't got.
listen, this ain't gonna make it too far because these eggs better be turning the cheese eggs in the morning. Okay, I'm finna eat them, and breakfast is gonna be good. Like my teacher was like, "Don't you dare!" I said, "The baby
Yo,
scrambled today."
I ain't never had to deal with that part, but yeah, I could imagine.
And listen, honey, I had the whole classroom dying
I
laughing.
used to watch. I used to
I said,
watch
"I'm
a show
sorry,
called. I used to watch a show called iCarly, and they used to have that. They had to take care of the eggs, baby.
girl,
They lost by every single one of them.
girl." I told the teacher, I said, "I ain't even finna lie to you. My eggs didn't even make it 8 hours because the next morning we had a good breakfast." Okay. I ain't lie to nobody.
What
My
type of, please tell me what type of omelet you made, please.
girl, my mama cracked up, died laughing in that house at me. I'm trying to tell you now. I said, this is not for me.
It's
Not
not.
right now.
It's not.
My mama told me that's the least one you got to worry about right there.
And then I ended up working in daycare. Lord knows, I don't know why. I ended up working in daycare, but I guess he kept me in there for a season because he knew I wasn't ready for no kids.
Oh, well,
Baby,
that I can do. All the babies love me now.
baby.
That won't the problem. The problem
Oh,
is
they love me. Trust me, they love me. It's just the fact that my
I'm
patience, my
I
patience level wasn't there for them.
at that time when we did that, I was like 14, 15. I won't think about no baby.
My patience level for the kids won't there. They love me, but my patience level
Like
for them.
when I started working at the daycare, I was like 18, 19 at that time. But
Mm.
back then, when they were talking about people having the babies, I was 14, 15, ain't think about no baby. I ain't thinking about pushing that A1 out. You ain't got to
Nope.
worry about it. Like, you
Nope.
know what I'm saying? So, like, that for me, it was redundant. I ain't even think about that. My head ain't even going that far.
But yeah,
Like, you think about the wrong thing, boo. Mm-mm.
yeah.
No. Uh-uh.
They love me. I guess we had our days because some days they love me, then sometimes they're like, oh Lord, we better be on our
I
P's and
had
Q's today.
one. I can remember when I was working in child care development because I got a child care development degree.
Awesome. Yeah.
Remember one time when I had a woman, her baby refused to leave, go home with her. Every time it was time to go home, no, no. I was like, boy, you got to go home with your mama.
No.
She's like, no. I said, she gonna bring you back tomorrow. But you go home. No. She was like, he really don't want to leave. Like, hey, sis, how are you? She was like, he
Hey,
really don't want to
LHG.
go home. She was like, but I'm glad that he liked that about you. She was like, because he don't like to stay with nobody, but he don't never want to go home. But he leave
All
that.
that touch mother. Hey.
So it's just like one of them, I've had a few that didn't want to go home. I was like, you got to go home today.
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of here.
Certain days, it'll be certain days where they love me. That I come in, they love me to death. Then certain days they be like, yes, we better be on our A's and Q's because she ain't gonna play no games with that. We better
And
get
then it got even worse when I started working in the group home. When I was working in group homes with kids,
oh Lord.
I would have the kids to be like, "Can you adopt me, baby? Baby, I wish I could." And there were a few.
They literally asked, can you adopt him?
I had a few that literally asked me would I adopt them, and I wish I could have.
Oh my gosh.
Just because due to their situation, because I knew what was going on. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And I for a few of them, I wish I could have.
at least they know they knew they had somebody to come to, and they knew they had somebody to
Yeah,
love them, and really care for them. Oh,
yeah. And so it kind of hurt me when I chose to leave.
yeah.
I just couldn't deal with it no more. To watch what some of them went through and was going through and had to deal with,
Mhm.
just I just couldn't deal.
Oh.
And so I decided to get out of that field.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I had a few that asked me to adopt them. And like I said, I do for some of them. I wish I could have, but like I said, life for me, I can't say that it's been a bed of roses, but life has been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nonetheless, nonetheless, life has been good.
Right. Yep.
Life has taught me a lot.
Mhm.
It's taught me a whole lot. It taught me a lot of what not to do,
Mhm.
and what to do in a lot of different areas of my life.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for the lessons,
Absolutely.
the lessons, and a lot of people won't say that, but I'm grateful for the life lessons.
Mhm.
Even the ones that I'm still learning now, I'm grateful for the life lessons.
Mhm.
You know, so let me ask you this going forward. From right now, since you say that you are about to finish school coming up in what, November, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so after November, where do you see yourself going?
Taking my state board, get my license. Um, getting my own, facility or shop or whatever you call it.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
okay. So you want to have your own shop?
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome,
Yep.
awesome. All right, go ahead and make it happen. That way, when I come to VA, I can stop in and get a shampoo
Of course.
and a silk press.
Yep. Definitely.
Cause I don't do much to my hair. So
I love this. What you got going on? Where did you get this blue from? Is the question.
so
I
my
know I've been knowing you for a while, and you've been having this blue for a while. But where did you get it from? Please.
so my hairstylist is also my apostle's daughter.
Mm.
I will call her and I will tell her what I want done, and she pretty much makes it happen for me. So I tell her that I want colors. She asks me the colors. I say, give me black and three different shades of blue. And so
Nice.
I got three different shades of blue in my hair.
Yeah, I can tell. It's like
I have a dark blue. This
mhm,
blue right here is like a bluish gray. And then I got another one that looked like it's blue, purple, and gray together
mm.
in here. And so, I
So
have seen.
how often do you change the color?
Well, I try to get I normally I can keep my braids in pretty long.
Mm,
So normally I keep my braids in for almost 2 months, sometimes three.
mm,
Just depending on what I got going on with my scalp. If my scalp go to itching a lot,
yeah.
and and I can't wash them, then I just go ahead and take it out, and then I wash my hair and I braid my hair down, my natural hair down, let it breathe for about 2 3 weeks, and then I get it redone.
Hmm.
So it just really depends. Everybody hair care regimen is different.
Different, yeah.
Yeah. But even with that, like my natural hair ain't short, but it ain't long, long.
Hmm.
Before I started getting it redone again, I had actually cut all my hair off.
Oh wow.
I had to shave all my sides down. I ain't had no back. So all I had was the hair that was in a V.
Mm,
So I looked like I had a pretty much like a mohawk with all my hair just flapping everywhere. Cause
hmm,
if I put heat in my hair go bone straight
mm,
with and that's with no relaxer.
hmm.
So, but I used to keep it curled up, either naturally curly, or I used to take rods and curl my hair up, and then I would just wear the curly mohawk down the middle. And everybody would be like, "Who did your hair?" And I had it. My actual hair was colored,
Oh
so
wow.
half of my hair was like a dark amethyst looking color
Hmm.
and jade green.
Mm.
So I had the two colors mixed together. Everybody was like, "Who put the color in your hair?" I was like, "I did it." It was like, "You ain't go to nobody else." I said, "No."
Yeah, I'm loving this blue.
Yeah. So blue and purple was my favorite color. So I kind of keep it done. One thing that I do honestly say I love the fact that my apostle don't get on me because I like to keep colors in my hair.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know how back in the day people were like, "Don't you come in here with no red hair in the church." But she don't get on me like that because it looks good when I wear it and I keep it neat. So
Yeah.
I keep it done all the time. But yeah, so that's what I normally do with my hairdresser. Her name is Mina. And like I said, she happens to be my apostle's daughter. So that is my hairstylist. I call her. She put me on the book every other month to
Mm,
get it done. So it's always a thing with me and her. And so she keeps me. She keeps me.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think that this time though, when I take these out, I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna let her silk press it because it ain't. I had no type of heat applied to my head in a minute.
Me either.
It's
My
been
hair's been like this for
it's been
I don't know.
years. It's been a year since I have had like a blowout or a silk press done. So I think that when I take this out, I'm gonna actually go get one done.
I don't think it's necessarily been a year for me, but I haven't had any blow
Okay,
heat on my head in a minute.
it's been years with
Hmm.
an
Mm.
Yes, since I've had that done. So I think the last silk press I had was 2018.
Oh wow.
So
That
yeah,
is years. Yeah.
years. So that's why I said no type of heat been in his head. So we're gonna see how that go.
I mean, but that's good because you don't really have to do nothing to your hair except make sure your scalp is oiled and moisturized. That's a good thing about it.
Yeah, and I think it's time for me to get my ends reclipped too.
Which is why I like my hair like this because I ain't wake up in the morning, put some oil on it, keep it going.
Yeah, I thought about doing the whole sister lock thing because I like to wear my hair and change it so often.
Hmm.
I don't think that would work for me.
Hmm.
But you know, I thought about it because I was like, oh, a sister locks, I could just get up and go.
Yeah.
But then I was like, yeah, no,
I
I like
seen one of my classmates one time. I think she had passion twist, and I thought about it. I was like, I don't know. Passion twist. I like it. I don't know.
yeah. I think the only other thing, what's the only other thing I had done in a while? I ain't had no kinky twist in a year.
Mm.
The last time I had kinky twist, I think the Africans were trying to bring my soul. Cause honey, they want her hair unpinched when she got finished. Um, and
I
when
heard about them Africans. Maybe they don't
honey, when I
play.
tell you my hair was so tight, I couldn't lay down on it. I was like,
When
baby,
they say braid your hair, they listen.
Mm-mm.
They
Like
don't
I
play
told
about
her
it.
when she was doing it, I said, "Listen, let me explain something to you. I like my edges. When I take this out, I better have some edges. Do you understand me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I was real serious about it.
Oh my
So,
God, yes.
I said, because I know y'all will take the same edges out. Don't do that.
They will literally braid every inch and nook and cranny of your head.
Yes, honey. And so I have had
They will braid your entire face if they could.
now when I had kinky twists done by them, I think I kept them things almost 4 months.
Oh wow.
Um, and before I took them out, they still look like they were brand new.
Mm.
So, like I said, for me, when I tell people when they get their hair done, if you keep it tied up and keep your scalp moisturized where it don't look like your scalp cracking, you can wear a hairdo for quite a while.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
Um,
it is.
it just really depends on how you take care of your hair.
Yep.
Um,
And
you
then
know,
making sure you get your ends trimmed and all that every so often like you're supposed to.
yeah. So far, I think I've been doing it every 4 months or so,
Hmm.
something like that. I don't get into. I think I might get my edges trimmed maybe 3 times out of a year.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And then like if you do chemicals, you gotta make sure you keep up with it, like
yeah. I don't
the
do.
retouches and your all that.
Yeah, I don't do them. Even before, when I was doing them before, I only had to give myself one permit a year
Mm.
because my hair would just stay straight.
I was natural for a long time, and then I went to a relaxer, and I didn't take care of it like I was supposed to, so that didn't work out.
A lot of people don't.
I've
A
been
lot of people
natural,
don't know how, and then you got all of these people that want to do relaxers and colors right behind each other.
right? Yeah,
And I'm like, you can't get a color done right after getting relaxed,
right.
right? You know,
Boy,
and
was
so,
my family was mad at me. They was like, you've been natural so long. Why'd you go get a relax?" I was like, "Cause I'm tired of getting in the heat and my hair
listen,
poking up."
I literally come from a family full of hairdressers. And so at the end of the day, honey, if I would have done anything other to this head, they all be pissed off. My hair has always been down my back. So when I chopped it off, everybody was mad.
Mm.
And so they was like, "Oh no, you didn't cut off all your hair." I was like, "Yeah, I did." Uh, you know, but I cut it off when I started getting sick. So when I
Mhm.
started having all my treatments, I chopped it off
Yeah,
because it was breaking off and it was falling out.
my family was like, "Girl, what is
So
wrong with you?"
I chopped it all off, but it still looked good though. Everybody was just mad that I chopped it.
They
So, but now that
won't be mad at me if I chop it off and it still look good. That's my problem.
now that it's growing back, you better not cut it no more.
Hmm.
And they like let it get back to where it was. I was like, who finna deal with all that hell? You?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Ever since I had that last relaxer, I've just been, trying to keep it and make sure I take care of it and do all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, now that I got a go to hairdresser, if I let it get back that long without cutting it again, I know
Hmm.
I should take care of it for me.
Hmm.
And on top of that, she got growing hands, and
And that's the good thing. You got to make sure you have a designated hairstylist
yeah, and
and professional and licensed. Yes, I said it, licensed.
yes, and on top of that, I have a hairdresser who has hair down her natural hair down her back.
Mm.
So I already know that if she can keep hers like that, she'll keep mine.
You're right.
So and that's the thing. She's
And
all
that's the thing about having a professional. If they can keep their own hair up, they got you.
that's the first thing I look at. You can't tell me that hairdresser and your head is busted. I can't be.
Baby,
I
baby,
can't
there
be
will
that
be
now.
days. I'm gonna be honest with you. There'll be days like when I did not get my hair professionally done. I just brush my hair back in any old ponytail. My family be like, "Girl, you go to a whole beauty school. How do you like not keep your hair up?" I
Listen,
be
that's what I'm
like,
talking about. You can tell me when I had started cosmetology school and I didn't finish it. All because I was like, you know what? It's too many of us in the family. Y'all got that. And so, um,
and
you
it's
know,
not even like my family not no hairdresser. It's just be like I be like tired. Like I don't feel like doing my hair. Like I know I go to school. I know I go to school for this. I just don't feel like doing it.
Even now, when people come to me and be like, "You braid it or retwist my dreads," I was like, "Sure." I like to do other people hair, but I don't like to do my own.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Listen,
I would rather go get mine done, so I ain't even gotta do it. And
listen. And that's a shame coming from somebody that goes to hair school. I'm like, yo,
but that's what I'm saying. You in the hair school, you can literally keep your hair done every 2 weeks. But somebody in there gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I used to do that when I was going to the hair school. I used to set my appointments up every 2 weeks. I need y'all to,
get this right. Yeah.
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 So they be happy to get in my head.
They
Oh,
looking at me like, child, my family looking at me like, what in the world is wrong with you?
they
You
be
go to
happy to get
whole
in my
hair
head. But
school.
when I used to do that, I only used to let the instructors and maybe certain people in the class do it.
Hmm.
Because I had this one girl who always she didn't care for me much, and she used to always tell me that if she ever got on my head, she was gonna chop my hair off. And I told her, I said, the day that you do that, they're gonna be picking you up off this floor. Just so you know, you ain't gonna make it out the building, boo.
Right.
But yeah, she used to always threaten to cut my hair off, and so
Dang.
I never fooled with her like that.
What? She
Because
just didn't like you.
she used to tell everyone, she used to tell everybody my hair was fake.
Oh my God.
And when people will actually do it, they be like, there ain't no tracks in here. This is all hair. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody like, but what are you mixed with? Because you can't be black.
I know.
And I was like, what?
A lot of people used to ask me that. I think a lot of you
They
people
were like, you
ask me
can't
that.
be
I'm like,
black.
I
And
ain't mixed with nothing.
I was like, black is a part of who I am, but that ain't all of what I am. I do have more Indian than anything.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, you go stop telling me what I ain't. You know what I mean? And so, but that's how I was my whole life coming up. What are you mixed with?
Oh,
Like what do I look like?
yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, your hair is important. So,
Mhm.
that's one of them things. I don't like to go to different people. I don't like to have 1,000 different people in my head. I like to try to stick with the same person. And so my hairdresser lets me know when she's not gonna be around. And I say, okay, you got to fit me in before you leave to go on vacay.
That part.
Okay, when you go on your vacay, I ain't gonna bother you, boo. But I need you to do this
I
before you leave here, though.
need you to snatch me up before you go.
Yes, handle me before you leave, please, because you ain't even got to bother you when you get back.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do with each other. I'm like, I need this done.
Yeah.
So I'll probably take this out either right before or right after Mother's Day. Because we got a big church conference thing coming up at the end of May,
Hmm.
and it'll definitely be redone before the conference. I don't know
And
if I'm
speaking of May, our sister's birthday is coming up.
I know. I gotta get her something together and send it to her.
I gotta figure out what to
Um,
do.
so I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get it redone before Mother's Day, or if I'm just gonna wait and take it out after Mother's Day and then get it redone before the conference. So it's gonna be one of them two.
The conference is at the end of May.
Yeah, it starts on the 31st.
Mm,
Yes, it's 3 days, so it'll start on the 31st and end on the second.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it'll be one of them, but you'll see it because if you watch, you'll see when it's been redone. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think this time, I don't know if I'm gonna leave so much hair out. I think I might get it braided all the way down to the end, and
Hmm.
then just wind up the braid.
Hmm.
Not saying that I don't like it like this because I do,
Hmm.
but because of the type of hair. Luckily this hasn't free as much because I've had this in now for over a month.
Oh wow.
But you don't really see a whole lot of frizz on it. But I like it to where I don't have to deal with the frizziness of the hair.
Hmm.
So if I braid it all the way down next time and then just wind up the braid on the end, the braid itself will be curled up.
Hmm.
So
I sit to myself and I always think like if I was in Michigan, what would we be doing right now? Probably hitting
hey,
up
listen,
store.
if me and LAG lived in the same place, I think she either be at my house every day or I'd be at hers.
Same, same. We would not. We would be inseparable.
So we be sick of looking at each other. It's the
Same.
same. It's the same thing with Crit. If Crit was still here, because Every night she be at my house because she know I done cook something.
Well, send me a plate over here, ma'am.
Every day, that's what she be doing. I promise you, if you heard her, tell us that she'll never cook. When it was time for her to go to work, she came right over here and grabbed the plate before she went to work. So it just, like I said, it's different, and I wish that I wish that we were kind of closer,
Mhm.
because it would be cool for LHG to be around.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep trying to talk her in the movie.
I'm trying to talk her to going on tour because this comedy that she has going on
It's gonna happen.
is wild.
It's gonna happen, but I keep trying to talk her in the movie though. I'm like, yeah, it's time for you to leave Detroit. But whatever the Lord say.
she gotta get this Girl Chat Weekly on tour. She gotta get this Critical Conversations and Girl Chat Weekly on tour. I'm telling you, it
You got it. It's coming. Trust me.
man. If
It's a
people
lot.
could hear if people could hear the stories that she tell on Girl
It's,
Chat Weekly and Critical Conversations, man. If these
yeah,
people can hear this stuff face to face,
it's a lot coming down the pipe.
I'm telling you. Even with my podcast too, I'll be like, oh my God, this stuff is deep. This stuff is real. Like, oh my God. And I just sit there and watch y'all talk about this stuff. And I'm like, what in the world? I literally sit there and watch y'all talk about this stuff. And then as I'm starting my own and coming into my own, I'm like, my goodness, this stuff is real. Like, I was talking to Dana the other day and I was asking her, about a series, thinking about doing a series about something. Because it's like every day on my job, is these people come in here like they never been here before. It's crazy. They come in here like they never been here before, and they just ask all different type of questions. Like like this is literally new to them. Like I understand. From my understanding, we had a facility in Norfolk which shut down for some reason. I don't know. But my thing is, I feel like they have migrated from Norfolk to here, and they act like they've never been here before. So the questions that they ask every single day is wild. And mind you, they come in here like clockwork. They come in there like they work there, asking the same questions every single day.
Well, I mean, what? It ain't a lot you could do about it.
Not only that, we got signs and stuff labeled. Everything is labeled, and they they don't read at all. I thought reading was fundamental.
It's supposed to be.
I thought reading was fundamental.
Well, it's supposed to be. That's all I can say to the things. It's
They
supposed.
they will ask you questions, and the sign is literally posted right in their face.
It's, I asked one of the people the other day. I said, "Listen, you make me feel like I'm illiterate." I said,
Seriously,
I said,
like
I
they
said,
will
well,
come up in this building. They will come up in the building and look at the sign that says, chicken nuggets. They're
well,
like,
see, this is what happened. I was going through some paperwork that I had called and asked for. They had the paperwork ready for me, and I went and picked the paperwork up. Well, I was tired and I was in a rush, so I did not look over the paperwork before I left the building. We waited and we looked at the paperwork just recently.
hmm
Looking at the paperwork, you done spelled my name wrong, you got my birth date wrong, you got this wrong.
yeah.
And I'm looking at all of this, and these are records.
hmm
Okay. So I'm like, wait a minute. Was everybody in the office illiterate? I don't understand. You looking at a paper and still put the wrong information on all my records.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And so I was just like, y'all make me feel like I'm riding the short bus. I
but
just don't,
they coming in there looking at the signs. They reading the signs. The thing is, they reading the signs to themselves. I can hear them in their head. This is this. This is this. Okay, this is this. And then they look at me and ask me, "What is this?" I'm like,
listen, like I said, it's supposed to be fundamental.
And then they come. The thing is, they start early in the morning. We open at 11. They come in the morning with the type of energy. I hate to use that word energy, but they come in the morning with the type of energy like, is this fresh? Please tell me please tell me how long you think we be leaving the food out. Please tell me. We open the door and you asking is the food fresh.
So where you work at?
Piccadilly.
Oh,
It's a cafeteria style restaurant.
yeah, I know. We used to have one a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
so they come in the morning and asking, is the food fresh?
Wow. Trust me, I know. I used to be a restaurant manager. And then when I lived in Atlanta, I was the head chef at one place, restaurant manager at another. So trust me, food service. If you
I'm telling
can't handle it, it ain't no fun.
you. I'm telling you.
It ain't no fun. And, food service can teach you a lot about yourself.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm learning that every day. Like I go to work
And
every day. I go to
and
work
you will
every
learn that wonderful word called patience.
day. I'm learning that. Just like I deal with my teacher every day, I'm learning how to hold my tongue with these people. Because there's several days I be wanting to just say, read the paper, please, read the time, please.
Girl, listen.
I
No,
literally have to point to the side. I'm like, yeah, yeah. They ask
listen.
how much is this? It's right there. It says it right there. I'm sorry. And then my manager talking about some, just tell them what it is. I'm like, dude, it's sitting right in front of them.
You got to do your job.
Oh Lord,
Even if you don't feel like doing it, you got to do your job. Okay.
it's the questions that they ask every day. Like they constantly calling, what time you open, what time you close, and they come in like they work there. They come in like they work there. They still don't know what time we open, what time we close, what we serve, what day we serve certain stuff. Like I don't understand.
We got a restaurant that's similar to Piccadilly's here now. Cause I don't even know if y'all used to have one, but I think they shut y'all down. Y'all don't have the K&W no more, right?
I don't think so. Not that I know of. I don't know. It might be somewhere around here, but I've never been to one.
Okay, cause y'all used to have a K&W, but it was years ago. So, but
If we still have one, I have yet to go there.
we still have a K&W here, and so our K&W opens every morning at like 6:30 because they let people come in and have breakfast,
Hmm.
and then they do brunch. They shut it down after brunch, close it down for 2 hours, and then they get ready for and pretty much like the dinner crowds to start coming in.
Hmm.
But the food ain't what it used to be. It's this buffet type of deal, and it ain't what it used to be. So I don't really go to too many restaurants anymore like that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
come. We open from 11 to 7 every day, literally Monday through Sunday, 11 to 7. These people call up. What time you open?
Mm-mm. Well, I appreciate you for hanging up with me tonight. I'm about to get out for here because you see I keep yawning.
Yeah, me too.
I'm about to go to bed. We gonna bless him.
I appreciate you having me.
Not a problem. Let me know when you having your next show. Let the Saints know when you having your next show.
I will.
They can tune in.
I'm trying to get with Dana and figure out. I want to do this show about my experience in our culture because I feel like it's mainly our culture, but I know it's not. But it feels like it is. That I got to deal with this every day.
Okay.
So I'm trying to.
So what's the topic of the show?
Why are we like this? Just why are we like this? Because I just want to know. I
Okay.
really do.
And that's coming from I don't want you to tell your show. So,
No, you're fine. I don't mind doing that, but it's like I just can't for the life of me. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. But so I'm working around trying to figure out what day and time we're gonna do it. I might actually get LHD on there too if she can. Um, see what we can do. And just because it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like we're the only people who just do extra stuff for no reason.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
we got to be over the top for no reason. And it just like it it irks my nerves. And I'm like, why? Why?
Because like I had one of my cousins. She posted today. She said the girl. Somebody told her that she was always being extra.
Hmm.
She told them that's their problem because they want extra and to get out her way. And I said you should have told them to just watch you work. Know what you should have done.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just certain things that we do. It's just like, why? Like, I don't know if it's because of the way, back in the day or whatever. I don't understand. It's just like you look at these people and you just like, why? Like, they will see a pan of carrot souffle come out of the oven.
Oh,
When we
you said what?
get carrot souffle.
Okay.
And we will all listen. We give them set carrot souffle already, but then they'll see a pan carrot souffle. Oh, I want that one, ma'am. Why?
You mean they want the hot one?
And I'm not mad at them for having the wanting the fresh one. I'm not mad at that. I'm not. It's
Okay.
just like, why do you have to take me through all this? You could have just waited for the hot one to come out in the first place. Like, why? And then half the time they don't even want to wait. So then
Okay.
it's like,
But that's the thing though. Like a lot. Well, I do that. Like if I go to McDonald's and I say I want some fries, I ask for them to be hot.
right.
I want fresh fries, please. I don't
I
want the
ain't
ones
got
that's
no
been,
problem.
I
Right,
don't
I'm
want the
not.
ones. I don't want the ones that's been sitting under the light. Can
Right.
you can you drop me some fresh fries? It's gonna take X amount of minutes. I'll wait.
But you tell them it's gonna take X amount of them, they be like, don't man, I gotta wait this long for it. Yeah, if you want
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll wait.
it. Like they'll ask for the fried chicken, it'd be like 15, 20 minutes. Normally if we like fried chicken, like if they just dropped it'll be like 15, 20. They'd be like, come on, man. I'm like, what you want me to either you want the chicken or you don't.
But see, that's the thing though. You be so super surprised. Like a lot of these restaurants, and I ain't gonna say it about all of them. A lot of these restaurants really do be serving people old food.
Right,
Um,
and that's
but
why
I was a stick, and I don't mean old like you cooked it and it's just been all day. I mean, I have, went inside restaurants, had because I know the owners or the managers walked in the back of their restaurant, and this stuff got a 4-day old date on it.
mm,
You taking it out and you finna serve it to somebody.
yeah. I
You
have
know,
no problem
so
with wanting fresh food at all. I'm not against that. It's just the things that these people put us through. It just be like,
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't do the.
I understand the fresh food. Heck, nobody wants to eat, food that's been sitting around all day. I get it, but just the things that we got to go through. Like, come on, y'all. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I appreciate you for having me on.
Not a problem. So what you don't know when you plan on doing that show?
I'm just trying to figure out dates and times.
Okay.
She said that probably after the 15th will be good for her, so I'm thinking maybe around the 20th something, 20th something.
Okay.
Maybe once we get all those dates set in stone, we'll, podcast it and do that.
Okay.
I just wanted just to be a dialogue about our culture and just why we have to do just a lot. Like, and I'm not saying we don't, deserve what we go through. I mean, well, half the stuff we don't deserve, of course, but like, we got to do all this extra. It's
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But
Just let me know.
I will definitely let you know. I love you.
Love you too. Enjoy the rest of your week.
You
Um,
can.
probably won't be. Probably won't be back on until mm, maybe Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely Sunday. I
Uh,
just don't know if I'll be back on before Sunday.
okay. You know I follow you, so I'll know that I know before then.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I
Except for
love
Natural
you.
Places Radio,
Yes.
so I will definitely know if you are on. Um,
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I think. What's today?
today
What is
is it is now currently
Wednesday?
Wednesday, May 1st.
Okay, so
Dang, we already in May.
yeah, we're already in May. Um, I don't think anybody. I don't think nobody got no show today.
Mm-mm.
Um, unless Tony and Kai do one, but I don't know for sure if they're doing one today or not. Thursday. Um, I think LHG might be doing a pop up. I
Mm-hmm.
know she got one Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Fred's supposed to have a show Friday. I think if he's still having it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know LSG got Saturday coming up, her Saturday evening, and then um we got Sunday and probably Monday of yeah. So I do know that that's coming up, and then I put up the save the date for the conference for my conference this year.
The waiting room one.
Huh?
You talking about the waiting room one?
Yeah, but that's not the title this year. So
Oh, okay.
the save the date is the last Saturday in July at
Mm-hmm.
5 p.m. It's going to be virtual again. And it's called Welcome to the Altercation. So um where
I like
things
that.
where things happen at the altar.
I like that.
So that's what this one is called. Um and I'm still getting my speakers together so far. I got two. I think I'm just gonna add on one more. And then that's gonna be it.
I like that.
But
Welcome to
just
the altercation.
welcome to the altercation. So where things happen at the altar.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna wait to see how it go. Every year it gets bigger, and
Yeah.
every year is greater than the year before. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this be real good. And then in October we got Quint's conference. Hers is in person, and it's in Virginia.
Mm.
So got to put out the save the date for that. Got to put up the address for that so that everybody know where to come to. Um, and I think it's one, two, three. It's like 4 or 5 speakers.
At
Um,
her conference. Gotcha.
yeah, so I know me, Dr. K, and three more people, I believe.
I would love to see Dr. K in person.
Well, she gonna be in October, so so get yourself ready. But Dr. K conference, and I gotta confirm with her because I asked her to send me a flyer today. I think I did. But her conference is in July.
Mm.
It's either in June or June, I believe. But it's in Texas though.
Oh, come on.
So yeah. So, but I'll get the dates just to confirm.
Yeah.
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 And we'll kind of go from there on that. But yeah, I'm waiting for that too because me and Quint gonna drive up. So, if you able to go and you can take off that weekend or something, you're more than welcome to catch a ride and go. Now,
Mm-hmm. What part of Texas would it be in?
Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but it's supposed to be either June or July. I'm gonna get the confirmation from her, and then I'm gonna start recirculating the flyer.
Okay.
I'll get all that done just to make sure. Yeah, but I'll
Sounds
keep you
like a
guys
plan.
posted, keep y'all posted on dates so y'all have the dates and everything,
Yeah.
um, and we'll just go from there.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, love y'all. Love y'all to live your love y'all to life. Live every day on purpose.
Y'all, good morning, by the way.
Yes. Very good morning. Count, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Love you.